What's going on, everybody? This is Lady Luck here again. Okay. Since Dom Dom Who Wants Gom Gom is still not learning the lesson here. And I don't expect it to. I really don't. I'm beyond even like expecting any supporter she has to understand anything. But this is for everyone else. This girl keeps putting out videos talking about receipts. I don't think she cares about the meaning or definition of that word, receipt. Why you think you're posting receipts, I don't know. And why did you wait until a week before the election, I don't know. At the very least, we could have had more interesting conversations with this election had you did this like last month, maybe. But yeah, no. I literally have told people to go vote for Jason House, so, you can kick rocks. But either way, there's some, content I want to cover here and a couple federal laws that we have to address because this girl, super stupid, does not know how to stay away from a damn bus and stop using Thornton Township buses. So we have federal laws, people, in place for a reason. Before we get to that, we're going to check this video out. This is on Dear Woke Christians video. I can't find like just a video without any commentary or anything. And I don't have Facebook and I'm not getting it because I don't have time to manage all these social media platforms. YouTube keeps me busy enough. All right. I actually have Instagram and I don't know what it's called now. It's Twitter, X, or whatever it is. But I have those two platforms. I'm barely on them. So YouTube is kind of like my main one. So let's see what's going on and how much more she's losing her mind.
Okay, I think we pretty much have all come to the agreement that Tiffany Henyard doesn't know what she's doing. At this point in the game, it's a wrap. It's sealed. It's the jury's already out. The jury's already come back, rather. It's over. She doesn't know what she's doing. So now she's dropped yet another receipt, if you will. Actually, there's more receipts in this thumbnail, in this picture right here, than there are actual receipts anywhere else. But I digress. Trustees been stealing the taxpayers' money. Here's proof. Ask yourself, why didn't Lori Lightfoot report this? Why is everyone involved in the cover-up involving the trustees? The writing is on the wall. Residents, don't let them continue stealing from you. Hashtag trust God. Hashtag Tiffany Henyard. Hashtag I stand with Tiff. Hashtag vote. Hashtag truth speaks. All right. Let's see what she's talking about today. What is she talking about? That's a great question. We are going to find out.
First of all, this is the same narrative and same dumb shit that her supporters keep parroting here. Where's the receipt? Where's the proof? I mean, I don't think it can be stressed enough that you cannot get receipts if you don't have access to them. Or if you're not authorized to use a bank account or a credit card. The person that made the purchase is going to have to produce the receipt. What I'm disturbed about is what penalty is not only super stupid, but anyone else suffering here, or what are they being penalized by when they don't produce this stuff within 30 days? You guys, I don't understand this. I'm sure whatever accountants they have at the village of Dalton understand GAAP. That's the General Accepted Accounting Principles. These are principles that are applied nationwide because it specifically deals with certain regulations and procedures regarding accounting itself. So it's not limited to a type of company or sector that you work in. It's accounting across the board. And with GAAP, you must provide invoices to validate the expense. You need to be able to give a description of what that expense is. And you have to run budget reports and all types of things. What the hell? How are you supposed to get these things if the people who are responsible for providing it are not providing it? Why is it so difficult? I don't understand that. So for her to be fighting tooth and nail to after what, 3-4 good years not provide receipts, and I mean literal receipts, super stupid, with transactions on it. A receipt from a vendor where you bought something. Not you just saying this is a receipt. You calling everything a receipt. Cut that nonsense out. You're wearing out the word and it's irritating. It's at the end of the day, you don't have that. You have not produced any invoices or anything. And yes, that information is, by law, required to be released to the public. They have the right to know. When you're failing to do this, you don't get to sit here and talk about what somebody else is stealing here. Because you won't even let people get information to see how you're spending it. So until then, I have the right to assume that you're stealing it and kiss my ass. Girl, stop saying you got receipts. You don't have any. We would love for you to post up invoices from Amazon and Wayfair and
so
all them trips.
This one is
went
called
around
Tiffany
the world
Henyard,
or country.
Mayor Tiffany Henyard drops receipts, proof trustees stealing taxpayers' money. All right, let's go. It's about 4 minutes long. Let's make a big screen. Let's find out what's going on here.
Could she just post
what these
those
trustees are up to? Tell us, Tiff, what is going on? Drop these receipts for us. Let's go.
Trustees have been up no.
What is that?
Hold on. Before you.
Hold on. What is this? Why do these look like Walmart receipts or something? What is it? Oh, God, girl. Could you not have just posted this up in front of a camera? Could you not have done that? Could you not have at least held up the receipts 2 by 2, one in each hand, in front of a camera? Was it that hard? God.
Proof that they have been taking.
Dear Jesus.
For much of the time it's being discussed, she's being illegally kept from knowing what's going on with the money.
Illegally.
That seems like it would be important. That's the truth.
What?
But Lori Lightfoot did not miss it. Jason House, a current member of the board of trustees, was not a signer on the bank account at all.
He is a
He
signatory.
has repeatedly signed checks without authority. That's a fact.
He's a whole signatory, Bo Brindley. You thunkhead. He's a whole signatory. What are you talking about? You would think he would just look at the actual docket. You would think that, right? You would think that he would at least take 5 minutes out of his whole life to look at a court docket to make sure of it. Why are you in the world are you taking a pathological liar's word for everything? You could have literally prepped for this stupid press or whatever this is. I don't know if it's an interview or what. Who's the lady that they're meeting with? They're at his law firm. Y'all see his name on the back of the wall. So someone came there to do this? Like this is ridiculous. But that's why not just read? You're an attorney. Read the court documents. What is wrong with you? If you really want to know whether or not he was a signatory, wouldn't you just simply ask for some sort of ordinance or court order or something to show that? Would you not have just simply asked? So now, all of this defamatory slander and stuff you're throwing our way is just almost coming. It's becoming a common thing now. I mean, really, no shame in lying like hell. But I don't know. Calling your name is a forbidden sin. Fucking hell.
This document, he's spending thousands and thousands of the village's dollars without authority from the bank. He's committing bank fraud. He's committing check fraud.
Oh my gosh.
She's proved it in documents. There's matter.
Fraudulent checks. Oh my god.
How is it fraudulent? It cleared.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh.
Y'all see the posting date on this?
Stop doing it. And he's
The check
Okay,
date?
this is counsel. You may or may not be aware. I don't know who this was written to and from or anything like that. It looks like Delgado Law Group. I don't know who signed it or anything. Counsel, you may or may not be aware, but over the last few weeks, the Board of Trustees of the village have sent documents requesting that the signatures the signers of the account of the village be adjusted. The most recent ordinance, not fully signed, is attached. It will be honored because it is not fully. It will not be honored because it's not fully executed and is missing a signature of the mayor. More importantly, because the bank is operating pursuant to a court order and subsequently modified the agreement by all parties through counsel, please ask the trustees to stop contacting the bank with a request to changes to the account. The method of operations that the trustees want is not required nor able to be honored pursuant to the Fifth Third's Treasury Management terms and conditions. The constant improper demands is running up legal expenses that will be paid by the village and also is creating too much operational risk for the bank. It could be that they will tell the village to find another depository bank, given the constant disruptions and improper demands. All right.
So that was a bogus piece of crap that if it was Delgado Group, whoever Mike McGrath and Cynthia Granfield works for, I don't even know who. I'm saying OMFM Law. And Granfield at... Wait, didn't they just show that check with OM... with the OMFML on it? Hold on.
Could be that proper these want is not
going back a
required
little bit.
through counsel. It will not be on.
Okay.
Okay, this is
a fact. It's documented. He's spending thousands and thousands of the village's
Y'all see that?
without authority from the bank.
Okay, no, that's not something. Okay.
He's committing check fraud.
Oh my gosh.
She's proved it in documents.
Y'all see the year on that check?
fraudulent checks. Oh my gosh.
2024.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh.
Pending in court. He's been told to stop doing it, and he's...
Okay, this is counsel. You may or may not be aware. I don't know who this was written to and from or anything like that. It looks like Delgado Law Group. I don't know who signed it or anything. Counsel, you may or may not be aware, but over the last few weeks, the Board of Trustees of the village have sent documents requesting that the signatures, the signers of the account of the village be adjusted. The most recent ordinance, not fully signed, is attached. It will be honored because it is not fully, it will not be honored because it's not fully executed and is missing a signature of the mayor. More importantly, because the bank is operating pursuant to a court order and subsequently modified the agreement by all parties through counsel, please ask the trustees to stop contacting the bank with a request to changes to the account. The method of operations that the trustees want is not required nor able to be honored pursuant to the Fifth Third's Treasury Management terms and conditions. The constant improper demands is running up legal expenses that will be paid by the village and also is creating too much operational risk for the bank. It could be that they will tell the village to find another depository bank, given the constant disruptions and improper demands. All right. Okay.
So,
let's go.
to which they did. But if you all notice, where's the date of this email? Where is the date on this correspondence? Because that makes a difference. That check that Jason signed was in 2024. Now, I went in great detail over, the court document regarding her being removed from the bank account and the agreement both parties made where she agreed that he would be signatory along with the village clerk, especially after he had become mayor pro tem. So the powers that he has as mayor pro tem, when she's either absent or is she just incapable of doing her damn job for once, he gets to act as the mayor. So technically he does have the power of the equivalent of what the mayor has, especially when she's just pretty much a MIA. On top of that, they have a court order. They have a court order that was signed in October 2022 for him to be added on the account as a signatory because she kept breaking the damn law and violating ordinances regarding needing 2 signatures on the check. And it's not something that you are just automatically going to be able to have the opportunity or privilege to do by being on an account and sign checks if you're abusing the law and the ordinance itself mandating you to get 2 signatures. And then on top of this, she called the bank, had the village clerk removed unlawfully, and then also used the stamp of the village clerk with the village clerk's signature unlawfully without her permission or approval. So, since Brinley want to pretend like he doesn't understand the legal definition of forgery and check fraud, let me help you out. That is the epitome of it. So I dare you to go to court and to tell that judge that signed that order that you're just not going to give a damn and you're going to defy that court order. Because I can guarantee you how that's going to go for you. You already been charged with direct criminal contempt of court because you didn't follow another court order regarding signing a license permit. Doesn't make sense. Where's the date on this again? Because, see, they love chopping stuff up and literally tampering with documentation and evidence to fit their dumb narrative. I thought he was supposed to be the attorney, not her PR person. But, you know, simp's got a simp.
Still does it again and again.
Ooh,
An
Lord.
email that was sent from the bank. You may or may not be aware, but over the last few weeks, the Board of Trustees of the village have sent documents requesting that the signers to the accounts for the village of Dalton be adjusted. It will not be honored because it is not fully executed and is missing the signature of the mayor. So my signature is missing, guys. Just make sure you understand what's going on.
Yours don't need
Please
to be
ask
there.
the trustees to stop contacting the bank with requests and changes to the account. The constant improper demand is running up legal expenses that will be paid by the village, and also is creating too much operational risk for the bank. It could
Wait a
be
minute,
that
she come
they will
behind
tell
us
the
and
village
read it.
to find another depository bank, given the constant disruption
hell?
and improper demand. Constant disruption and improper demands. They're constantly calling the bank. They're constantly begging them to change this, add this signer, remove this person. This next documentation, which you ain't gonna believe, on February 11th of 2025 this year, they did a wire transfer of $100,000. Do you hear me? $100,000 to their attorneys, OMFM, which is Oderson, Murphy, Frazier, and McGrath. That's the legal law firm that represents the Board of Trustees. They paid them $100,000
Yeah,
on their letter.
I mean, because your attorneys, you know, racking up charges 2 by 2. First, it was some lady out of nowhere, and then the court said no, she cannot represent the village as an attorney. And then you got Solomon's incompetent ass, and now you got Brinley's incompetent ass, who also participates in malicious slander, throwing around false accusations. When I say that you're a criminal super stupid, it's because they're court documents outlining the laws you have broken, and breaking the law is a crime. And then, of course, you know, if you just decide to put on your reading cap today, you can always Google the term criminal. But this is nonsense what Brinley is saying. Who's an attorney? You're an attorney. You're an officer of the court. And you're sitting here accusing someone of forgery and check fraud when your own client literally did those things. So no, you didn't take time to read the court docket. Brinley, that's your damn fault. But sitting here trying to fudge up information, why didn't that email have a date on it? That could have been sent when she first became mayor. Well before they even went to court. I'm not inclined to believe they put up at this point, because we all know they are capable of lying about somebody having a damn microphone talking about it's a knife. I mean, seriously. And then they played the video like people are supposed to have some distorted view of reality here. No, it's a microphone. Everybody will see that it's a microphone. But they sat here and said that was a knife and pointed at that object in Jedediah's hand. This is ridiculous. It makes no sense to even go that far. But they have to do that, you know, because neither one of them is using a brain. And Super Stupid doesn't use the common sense God gave a roach. So whatever.
Right before election time. Lori Lightfoot wants to charge
How dare they actually pay bills?
I know, right?
Preposterous.
Oh no.
us $400 an hour, which equates to $100 every 15 minutes. She started April of 2024. Dalton residents, I'm gonna break it down for you. Lightfoot cost taxpayers, just say for 10 months, at $400 an hour, at 40 hours a week. For 1 month, it equated to $64,000. So $64,000 times 10 months cost the residents of Dalton $640,000. Are y'all listening?
I think that's a very fair point. I guess the next question, the obvious question would be, why did she have to do all that work? Why was she fighting for 10 months to get, what was she trying to get? What was it that she was trying to get that she was looking into? It just makes you kind of wonder, like, is it possible that if you had just done what you were supposed to do, Tiff, maybe we wouldn't have done that?
Yeah.
$640,000 for
Lori Lightfoot wouldn't exist if you gave over credit cards and bank
Dalton
statements.
residents, you have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and deceived by your trustees. All for political play. This letter is from Delgado Law Firm, who represent the village of Dalton. So the trustees completely lack the authority to appoint Lori Lightfoot as additional legislative counsel.
She say, hold on.
All for political play. This letter is from Delgado Law Firm, who represent the village of Dalton. So the trustees completely lack the authority to appoint Lori Lightfoot as additional legislative counsel for any reason, including to perform an investigation. Please.
That's not for them to determine. That is not for them to determine. To say that she can't come in and do an investigation, you know, in her own capacity, having still an active bar license, I'm sure, that's not for them to determine. Now, could they found someone else? Yes. Yes. I think that Lori Lightfoot specifically coming in and doing this, I mean, considering the fact that she didn't even have subpoena power, you know, could literally have been someone else outside looking in, coming in with a fresh set of eyes and not, you know, it wouldn't matter to them one way or the other with how the investigation goes. But would it make a difference if she's still going to sit and dog out anybody that's trying to investigate her at this point? The only people she has not dogged out is the FBI. I don't know if you all noticed that. Super Stupid has not said anything merely as bad as she said about Lori Lightfoot when it came to the FBI. Nowhere near that. I've never heard her even try to bash the FBI for their investigation. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I haven't. And she can still kiss my ass. I don't like it at all. But yet I have not heard her say anything remotely negative or give half of this energy to the FBI in that investigation like she does with Lori Lightfoot. So her attorneys don't get to dictate whether someone has the authority to do an investigation. And if they felt so strongly about it, why didn't they just take it to court? You know, because that's what they love to do anyway. Why didn't you just take it to court? Why is anybody using Delgado? I don't understand. He just seems to go from town to town there in Illinois and just run amok and get all this money in attorney's fees that he said in that email that the taxpayers would surely be paying. But yet it says she got all these attorneys she had. She had Solomon. We're still wondering how he's getting paid. Now this Bo Brindley character, how is he getting paid? The hypocrisy of this is staggering to me. That's not a goddamn receipt when you're being hypocritical. It's not a receipt. It's just a joke that we're all still laughing at this point, because tomorrow we will know when you're going to be. Girl, please act like you don't want to leave that building. When you're going to get booted out. I was going to say booted out, but I feel that she's going to definitely make some noise on the way out. She's not going to leave quietly or peacefully. There's going to be an issue with transition of power. And I just hope the Illinois State Police are ready to carry her ass out if you need to. Please let that happen. Make sure you wear your body cameras.
Be advised that should the trustees approve Lori Lightfoot's appointment, the mayor will not be approving any payments to Lori Lightfoot because her appointment violates the law.
But she got paid.
A legal binding letter that Delgado Law Firm wrote. He sent this letter to Lori Lightfoot when they originally tried to appoint her, which they don't have any appointment power. For those that don't understand, you can go look up state statute, and they will tell you that the mayor is the only person that can appoint anyone in the village of Dalton. The writings on the wall.
If I say that, I at least put up the damn state statute or cite it. Yeah, you can go look at any state statute. No, you can't. Certain statutes refer to specific things. And there's a whole list of codified state statutes in place. So no, you can't find that in any statute. Only the ones that speak specifically to the authority to have a check, sign a check or whatnot. But yet and still, the board has the right to pass local ordinances and resolutions. They have the right to do that as the legislative body. What are you talking about? Whatever. All right. Okay, this next video we're going to check out is from Hannibal is Hungry channel. I guess this is the one she dropped either last night or this morning or whatever. I refuse to go on her YouTube channel for any reason. I will not be subbing. None of that. I just refuse to give her that attention. So the videos I'm reacting to is coming from Dear Woke Christian and Hannibal is Hungry. And then the last one I'm going to get to is from Martin Johnson, I think, about an issue with a bus. So let's see what's this about, because I haven't seen this.
I am the mayor of Dalton, and I'm also the first female, youngest African-American supervisor in the largest township in the state of Illinois. I am over 17 cities, including my own. So, of course, that made a lot of people mayor, right? But they say make them matter, right? That's what we doing. So, I'm here today to say I'm standing on business to feed the people. But what people don't understand how I work with this little fake politics world is that they feed them and not y'all. So, I've been standing on business by feeding you guys first and making sure you eat and they starve.
All right, Dalton, buckle up. This circus is in a full swing. It looks like it's about to end right here. So, Tiffany Hayard is throwing everything but the kitchen sink into this last-minute attempt to cling to power. Early voting ends today and tomorrow. Will Dalton continue down the same path, or will the voters hit the reset button? The past few days, Hayard has went full social media mode, going out there posting a lot of content.
I just want to make sure you know more facts so that you can better judge the people that's trying to stay in office and keep up the corruption that's going in. Because your board of trustees is stealing y'all, and I'm about to show y'all what they've been stealing and how they've been stealing and all the people involved. And the reason for me not giving certain receipts, because y'all better believe that I gave that to the proper authorities.
And I'm just basically blaming the trustees, playing the victim, and out of nowhere throwing just wild accusations at a firefighter, claiming a Dalton fireman was involved in a stolen fire truck incident. It's going off the rails. So we're going to break down some of the stuff right here. We're going to look at Hayard's last-minute strategy for blame, misdirection, and political theater, the financial crisis that's in Dalton, obviously, and this absurd firefighter accusation that screams desperation. And also, it's quite possible that she may throw another receipt, if you want to call it that, later today. So this video may not even be finished yet. I'm going to have to add something else as the day go on. So we'll see. This is her last stance right here. When a politician is backed into a corner, you expect him to fight. Hayard isn't just fighting. She is throwing a tantrum. In the past week, she made it clear that nothing is ever her fault.
You guys know people been keeping me tied up in court and always accusing people of things and never got no proof of anything, but just accuse you of stuff. And it said that people are judging people off false allegations and no real facts. I don't like that. So I just always try to talk to that and let residents know that, hey, I've done nothing wrong. I've always been true to y'all. I will continue to stand up for the voiceless. But I just want you to understand that people have been judging me off of, you're guilty, you're guilty, you're guilty. I'm guilty of what? Loving on y'all? Helping y'all? Supporting y'all? Like, stop.
You're guilty of violating ordinances regarding the signature authority. You're guilty of violating court orders, one of which landed your ass in direct criminal contempt of court. You're guilty of failing to actually execute your duties with signing a liquor license, or 2 or 3. You're also guilty of not being able to produce bank statements or credit card statements simply because you don't want to. You're guilty of not providing financial disclosures to the public. You're guilty of a lot of damn things. And that's just off the top of my head I could come up with that can be substantiated and supported with damn court documentation. That's just off the top of the dome. I'm sure there's more. And don't worry, the FBI will be informing you very soon. So you won't be in the dark too long about what evidence somebody has to do anything. Because, I keep telling you all, she doesn't read or know how to read. You can't. Because if you did, you will read a court document. Not wait until I post up a video where you're sitting here learning from that. Nope, you need to read it yourself. You got attorneys. You can call them and ask some questions to help your ass understand something. But you need to reach it. And you know what? That's never going to happen. All right.
Like, I've done nothing, and I've told you guys this several times.
Now she's accusing Trustee House of financial misconduct, claiming he misused funds. He was under some kind of federal scrutiny. He was even questioned by the federal agents regarding financial activities. We talked about it in the last video. And also, interesting enough, Jason House talked about this months ago with Nick, the lawyer, about the situation.
There was a board meeting in which she said the FBI was on you. And
Sick of Trustee House, you've been picked up by the feds, right? The FBI got you at the U.S. Bank building, right? They came and seized your computer and everything, right? But you won't tell the people that. Y'all don't tell the people nothing, but yet y'all point the finger. Don't get me started.
they had raided your house and
Yeah,
took your
get it
computer
started.
and tell the truth. What's up with that? Did that happen? Are you under FBI surveillance?
No, and I thank you for that opportunity to talk about this and everything else. No, that never happened. I was never picked up. My computer was never taken. I'll tell you what the offbeat, or what she's trying to allude to on that matter is that many years ago I took a job working for a gentleman that was my mentor and my friend, because I've been in the finance industry for many years, for virtually my entire career. And then ultimately the gentleman ended up having an investigation performed where there was a search warrant served on his home as well as his business, and it's trying to connect me to that person. And I say that at this moment, he's been deceased for 4 years. So that she's trying to draw some kind of connection that doesn't.
Wait a minute. Why? I'm not really shocked by her just level of depravity and what she'll sink to just to try to get a one up. I mean, first it was abusing and just misleading everybody that's watching her dumbass shit. And yes, I include myself. But to sit here and bring up Jedediah's moment where he was in the car in distress and thought about self-termination, that was a low blow. But she continues to dig her fingernails into the dirt when she's now bringing up somebody that is deceased and has been for 4 years, that is not here to explain anything, that got caught up. And honestly, if she really wanted to know, if Brittany wanted to know, they could go get a copy of those documents. The person's deceased. Unless the case is under seal, you should be able to see the court documents. Because once the person is deceased, of course, all that has to come to an end. Unless they have co-conspirators. But he wasn't picked up. He's not in prison. He didn't even go to jail for a night or two. I don't even know if there's a lawsuit or a complaint against him from the FBI. So this is the absurdity of it all. Sometimes just using good logic and wisdom gets you a long way. It really does. And having a spine.
Doesn't exist. It's untruthful. I was never picked up. I was never taken anywhere. And that's why I reminded the residents at the last meeting, there's only one person on the board that has a mugshot.
But Hania is playing the I am the victim playbook. So she's saying that trustees are blocking her from helping the people. She was unfairly removed by the village bank accounts, and trustees have wasted money on legal fights instead of helping the residents. On the trustee side, they're saying, hey, listen, she was removed from the bank accounts because she was caught signing checks without approval. She spent over $1.5 million in police overtime, mostly for her own personal security detail. And they're saying that the village is on the brink of financial disaster under her leadership.
So just to clear this up so the residents and everybody know what's going on, basically this board of trustees have put the village in financial despair. They put us in court several different times. If anyone's not following, they cost us over $600,000 for a recall for this attorney to get paid off of.
I mean, two comments on this one. One is what was conveniently omitted was the lawsuit the mayor's office filed against the board because the mayor's name was removed off the bank account. That case is still pending. However, at this time, the judge reviewed the facts, as Trustee Steve generally says. So I want to channel my inner Trustee Steve and say the judge reviewed the facts of the case, saw all the evidence put in front of us, and has still determined that the mayor's name should not be placed back on the bank account.
That's not true.
That's not a loss. That's still something that was done through legislative council. Point two, and as I heard the administrator making his comments on the cases, I'm approximating here, so please correct me again. I heard two cases that had $121,000 from Olson Stirk and $198,000, which estimates about $330,000 worth of legislative council fees. The mayor comes and says $600,000, $1 million, $1.5 million. But again, it was just read into the record by the village administrator the amounts. I would also comment that the $300,000 that we're speaking of in terms of fees, one, would not be there if we follow proper process and procedure. That's the reason we end up in court.
Rather than explaining why dollars are winning money, Hania is hoping voters will fall for the last minute. You call it theatrics, you call it receipts, depends on what side you're on. Hania keeps talking and rapping about helping the people, feeding the people. But if you look on the other side, the trustees are saying when you look at the numbers, the only person that she is working for is herself. So let's talk about the ice skating rink debacle. Lori Lightfoot's investigation found nearly $50,000 worth of synthetic ice and skates were spent.
I've been building an ice skating rink, a roller skating rink, outdoor, bigger than Rockefellers. Did I get any news play on that? Nothing.
Hania denies knowing anything about it.
Now
That held an
she
event
don't
at the
even wanna
rink.
be
Purchases
associated.
were in the official village records. So of course she knew. Trustees were also blocked from seeing village financial reports for months. And when they finally got access, they found unauthorized spending.
So my signature will always get approved as it relates to going into a bank. The clerk only contests to my signature. I don't need 2 signatures. I don't need her to cash a check. I do not. It has always been that way, and it is that way.
Hanging balloon police overtime by 150% in just 1 year. Mind you, again, this is a village of around 20-something thousand people. More taxpayer money was spent protecting her than the entire community. Eliminating her security entourage alone could have saved out over $1 million a year. So these are the reasons why the trustees fought to remove her from financial control. And instead of answering, she's just flipping the script and playing the victim. But let's get...
I remind you all that she agreed to remain off as a signatory as long as she had access to the records. This is a resolution they reached in court, along with a new ordinance to replace the old one, which even more validates Jason House having the authority to sign a check. But she agreed to that, going back to October 22. There's also a reason, and I brought up the case docket in my video. That's also the reason why she decided to do a voluntary dismissal of her dumbass lawsuit. Because they reached an agreement. So, for this thunkhead, super stupid, to keep telling people to look stuff up and read and do their own research, it's all in court documents. I mean, I can't make that up if I wanted to. But anyone can actually get court documents. If you want to read and check out the information, feel free to do it. Like I said, she does not bash the FBI. Funny how that works.
Into this firefighter accusation, because the desperation is at 1,000% level. Just when you thought the nonsense couldn't get any wilder, Haney decides to go after adult firefighter. This is a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it works out for her. So the scandal that she's pushing, this video just dropped today.
I'm ordering an investigation of Trustee House, Trustee Belcher, and this fireman regarding the cover-up and pay-to-play on contract there. The writing's on the wall, residents. I need you to come out on February 25th and help you get rid of corruption in the village of Dalton.
She's pointing out the incident report that happened from May of 2024, trying to make it sound like a firefighter was involved in something ridiculously shady. So this video right here talking about a fire truck was stolen while firefighters were inside grabbing food. The truck was later found abandoned behind a semi-trailer. No arrests have been made, no evidence of wrongdoing by the firefighter. Nothing that I can see right now. Why is Hanyon bringing this up now? To distract you, probably, plain and simple. And I can see this move backfiring really hard. Attacking a firefighter just before an election seems like a really bold and not too bright of a move. Firefighters are...
I'm gonna tell you something right now. If I had to pick who I would believe over anything, would be definitely everyone else over super stupid. I would believe a rock before I would believe in an inanimate object before super stupid. Literally. Like I would literally believe my wall before I believe a mere mortal that does not belong in this realm. Because her mind is gone. Wherever it is, I just wish you'd take a body with it. Just get out of here. You know what now? Don't leave the state. Don't do that. You're going to make them even mad. Even madder. You don't leave the state. Stay your black ass here and be a single mother like you always bragging about you being. Nope. This is ridiculous. And in this incident report, I would think that the fire trucks have, and I mentioned this earlier on a live today, I would think that the trucks would have some sort of dash cam inside. Like, of course, with police units, you got the dash cam inside and then the dash cam showing everything on the outside. Plus, they supposed to wear their body cameras. So I would think that at least a fire truck would have a dash cam on the inside. So you can clearly see, and hopefully if it does have one, it automatically cuts on when you cut on the truck. So now you can clearly see who's in there. It's not that difficult. But for how many people are we up to now with this malicious slander? You got Jedediah with the knife thing that he didn't have. And you got Jason House with check fraud and forgery. Now we got a firefighter with some conspiracy about a truck that was never stolen. You can read the incident report. I don't do whataboutisms. Tell you that right now. You feel like you're going to go and vote for super stupid? Great. But no one is going to convince me about how asinine it is to sit here and report something like this and then nothing comes of it. And you want to try to use it later on to slander this firefighter. Give some appearance that he stole a fire truck. That's not a conspiracy. If there is a conspiracy, Check the damn dash cam video inside of the fire truck. The end.
Among the most respected public servants is thank the cops. That's why there isn't any song saying F the firefighters. It doesn't make any sense. This stunt can seriously turn voters against her. The timing is also sketchy, but I understand it's desperation mode. This happened months ago, but now she's suddenly making it into the issue on the literal last day of early voting. And where is the evidence? The official report doesn't support her claims. It's just a case of a stolen fire truck. It was just a case of a stolen truck that was later found. This is a classic case of trying to change the conversation, but the residents voting tomorrow, they will have the final say. So tomorrow, Dalton voters have a choice to keep the situation or find a new mayor. At its core, this election is about the trust, accountability, and leadership. When you look at this election, what it really comes down to, can Dalton survive another hanging term? Will leadership be honest about the spending? Public safety, will the resources go to protecting the citizens or just the mayor? And can Dalton leadership work together instead of being this circus that we've seen the last couple of years? So Haney's last-minute blame game with distractions suggests that she knows he's in trouble. After 4 years of scandals, Dalton voters may finally be ready to say enough. And I would say for Haney's recent campaign strategy, this is a masterclass on basically political panic mode. From dodging financial accountability to making bizarre accusations, it sounds like it's clear that she's not running on results, she's running on distractions. But we'll see what the Dalton voters actually do. We'll be live tomorrow, just checking out the results of the election.
Hold on. She don't have any, she doesn't have any, any remorse. She don't have anything. She lacks a lot of things. I just don't understand. Don't sit here and say that, they should be able to get along. How? When we can't get past the simple fact that she didn't even provide bank statements and credit card statements for the card she had in her possession, and for the time frame when she kicked off the village clerk from the actual bank account and unlawfully utilizing a signature stamp. That's not a person you can just sit down and work with, because you find yourself giving her what she wants, which is exactly what she wants you to do. So I don't understand why there's no room for common ground when you're dealing with someone like Super Stupid. None. You got a narcissist who's a complete control freak that is petty and revengeful and a lot of other things that I'm just too tired to get all of them out, because I got at least 20 words I can describe her as. But at the end of the day, that's not a person you can sit down, have a conversation with, and compromise to help the residents. It is what it is for her. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Because she's shown that for 4 years. Some residents knew that before then. But I mean, what is there to work with? So I personally, I don't ever say that, because I know there's no reason for me to sit here and shift blame on any trustees for failing to do anything when this is what they got to work with. None. She didn't even follow federal laws on disclosure and FOIA requests. Man, come on now.
This is the primary between Jason House and Tiffany Hayden, so check it out tomorrow as well. I'll probably put the link in the description box below. But what do you guys think? What do you think is going to happen tomorrow? Do you think the Dalton voters will vote against Tiffany Hayden? Let me know. Put in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Okay. So, I'm going to go to this video that I saw on Martin G's channel right quick.
How you doing? Live on cut. They busting them in. All right. Live on cut. The Thornton Township bus. Live on cut, Annette. What bus is that? That's the Township bus.
Yeah, well, here's my issue with this. She keeps using buses for her personal benefit.
Yeah,
just like the day of the caucus.
Yeah, you going in both Calumet City. Yeah, no. Okay. Oh, you know I'm getting it. I want them to come on off. I'm going to get them live, uncut.
And that's exactly what Kiana just asked. Okay, who are they voting for? That question is crucial, because I'm going to go over exactly why that needed to be asked. I don't understand why is she feeling like she's justified in this? Where are the board at? I don't understand. Could no one on the board send somebody over to get them buses? She did the same exact thing for the caucus. You cannot bring people into a bus that is not your property, belongs to Thornton Township. So you're talking about a government bus that belongs to a township that taxpayers are paying for. to go to a caucus to vote for you individually. And they were specifically on those buses to vote for her, not vote for whoever they want and they just getting a ride. No, she picked people up that she knew wanted to vote for her and took them to that caucus. It was illegal then. And it's just as illegal now. So what is it that people don't understand about laws again? I mean, if you don't think this is illegal, I implore you to look it up. And I'm going to tell you what you're going to look up. 42 U.S.C. Statute 1973, sub I, section C. And it says, whoever knowingly or willfully pays or offers to pay or accepts payment either for registration to vote or for voting shall be fined no more than $10,000 or imprisoned not more than 5 years or both. Also, U.S. Statute 18 U.S.C. Statute Code 597, whoever makes or offers to make an expenditure to any person, either to vote or withhold his vote, or to vote for or against any candidate, and whoever solicits, accepts, or receives any such expenditure in consideration of his vote, or the withholding of his vote, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 1 year or both. Okay. So those are two federal laws I just cited. USC is the United States Code. 2. And she has people coming to a voting poll as a sitting supervisor and as a candidate. As a sitting mayor and supervisor. Because these are Thornton Township buses. But she's also a candidate for the mayoral race. So she brought Thornton Township buses that had to use resources. And when they say like expenditures, that includes the gas that it took to put in that truck to get that truck going. The money that was used to gas up those buses were tax dollars. And then take the resource itself, being that of the bus itself, that belongs to Thornton Township, to bring them to a poll to vote for you as a mayor in Dalton. Now, how in the hell could anyone conceive that to be lawfully permitted? How? Because I hear this a lot. I watched a couple videos about this. Martin G. was the only one that actually said, no, this is illegal. Which is correct. It's considered to be paying people to vote. And I'm literally looking at a legal document, actually a legal opinion. Why busing voters to the polling station is paying people to vote. And they cited these two specific USC statutes, or federal law, basically. So the fact that an expenditure is being accrued because you got to put gas in the vehicles. And then the driver itself could be an actual employee of Thornton Township. If he got paid any money to drive that bus, that is an expenditure that has been accrued. You're paying for labor, for salary. And then additionally, the voters that you pick up cannot be going somewhere to vote for you specifically. She doesn't own these damn buses. They're not hers. They belong to a local municipality. So the question is, who the hell gave her permission, yet again, to pick up people to go to a poll? Because they've already shown that they can do this for it to just benefit her when they went to the caucus. So why is it that people are forgetting that incident and then now saying, well, this is different somehow, without even citing a law to show? This is not different. This is the same exact dumb shit she did for the caucus. And the only difference with that was that the caucus was like 5 or 6 minutes. And they have a lot more authority of the rules of the caucus as long as it doesn't go against state law. But she took buses that belong to the government, paid for by tax dollars. Got to make sure it's gassed up, got to make sure it has insurance, maintenance, all of that stuff is paid for by tax dollars. So that people can go vote for her, not in general. So no, that's not how the law works. And I implore you all to look this up. It's Crime and Criminal Procedure Codes. And it has a lot of information. It has case law cited in here. It makes no sense. You can type in why busing voters to the polling station is paying people to vote. And it's going to pull up a legal document. It's like an op-ed, basically. But it's citing case law and the statutes. So there's no excuse for this. She's done this the second time now. So what she did was illegal. It's considered paying people to vote. Your accrued expense is when you put gas in that vehicle, paid the driver, still have to make sure it's insured because, there's a problem with that for some reason. And then you take them to somewhere where they can quite possibly, because this has happened before now, we're looking at historical context here. But because she's already shown this behavior in the past, trust me, if you were in front of a judge, that pattern of behavior is going to mean something. You build this foundation where you're doing this repetitively, and it's like, really? You really think you're going to get away with it? And if the trustees don't do something about it, she probably will. I just really need them to correspond. I really need them to correspond. But yeah, that's the law. I just cited it. So yeah, it's illegal.
Shame the devil. I love being black. Yeah. How you doing? You good. You good. Y'all good. How y'all doing? I'm waiting on these singers to come off. Preacher, what you got to say about this right here? Preacher! Deacon!
Preacher, Deacon.
Chicken it. Hey! What you got to say about this?
Deacon.
I got it live. All right, now. What you got to say about this? Okay. Preacher. Oh, Preacher plead the fifth. I know it. He plead the fifth. Come on, Preacher.
Is that William Moore guy?
Now, y'all know it only take one sin now to mishappen.
She turned a whole grown man into a simp. And he's supposed to be married, right?
The preacher ain't saying that, is he? Nope. He ain't quoting them scriptures, eh? Not the cat, the devil. Yeah.
Martin G seemed like the type person where he's like, look, you don't want to F around to find out with me, bro. Don't F around to find out with me.
Freedom of speech.
Yep. Clear as day. Bus is what her name is. Violating federal laws.
All right, ladies and gents. All right. Live or cut, unedited. Ain't nobody get off the bus? What's wrong?
They don't talk over recording.
This is ridiculous.
Live or cut. You know me, I'm getting it. I'm getting how you doing. I'm getting it. They better know I'm going to get it.
Well, I got to take a picture with my sister.
Come on with it.
So you take a picture with mine?
Oh my God. Okay, so y'all see what the driver's wearing. So more than likely, he either works for Thornton Township or she got somebody to do this, but I guarantee they're not doing it for free. I don't know what their uniform is for the bus drivers or whatever. And I'm sure all of you who were born there, grew there, and laid an egg there is going to tell me in the comment section if this guy is employed with the Thornton Township or whether or not he's a volunteer. I don't know. But either way, the law is clear on this. You cannot use government property for your personal gain when it comes to voting. And the law is objective here. So it's not to be dismissive of the lady that I think it was an elderly lady. They looked like lowering the wheelchair ramp for some reason. Yeah, they lowered the wheelchair ramp. So I wish he would not have done this, because this lady has the right to vote. But the quickest way to get a vote invalidated is to violate laws around elections and voting. And what you can and can't do when you're talking about utilizing government property, not only as a sitting supervisor, but also as someone that's running for that election that you want that person to go vote for. She's a candidate for this election, and she's taking people to this poll to vote, more than likely for her. And I say that because of the last incident at the caucus. So you're accruing expenditures for this. And the law is clear. You can't do that. Now, an individual can take this lady to a poll, or even an organization, if they make the service available to everyone. But you cannot use government property to do this. I don't give a damn if she's already a supervisor. So, no, that's not how it works. It's not how the law works with that. And if anybody is confused, please Google these things. Please Google these things, because that information gets passed on in content, in videos, on platforms, and people just don't always do their, due diligence and checking, make sure this is valid. But I pulled it up because I don't like being a disservice on my channel, especially with something that I can just take 5 minutes to look up in Google, so that I can be accurate in my videos, because this is illegal as hell and this should not be happening. So if some of you all who live there want to help take people to the voting polls, do that. That way their vote will count, and whatever trouble she end up in, she gets in trouble by her damn self. Just leave everybody else out of your nonsense, super stupid. You don't want this woman's vote to be invalidated because you don't read shit. This is crazy.
And I'm going to come to your level. Come on, we got to go together.
This is crazy.
That's right. Live on cut unedited, people.
This could also be violation of finance campaign laws.
Y'all, this is, what are they doing?
You do the same stuff when she out campaigning. Better laws being broken.
I'm just recording the bus, that's all. The bus. The bus illegal.
You can't do this.
Use a company vehicle. That's illegal. You can't do that. But I'm not a politician.
You don't need to be.
But I know what's right.
Yep.
Live on cut, I did it.
What's worse is, this lady's in a wheelchair.
They got Tiffany here. She's running for Dalton Mayor, and she's using a couple things. Look at that. Now, come on now, y'all.
Yeah, you're using Thornton Township buses.
Wow. You got to load this up, people. Live on cut, unedited.
Don't worry, I am.
Live on cut, unedited. Tell the
This
truth,
is
shame.
ridiculous.
We got it right here.
Okay, I think I've seen enough to prove the point. So, because I'm starting to get irritated. Because the one thing that bothers me is that these people have been waiting all this time to vote. This is a very tense race, even though she flat out is going to lose. But it still doesn't take away from the fact that it's been highly competitive and highly publicized. And the last thing you would want to do is violate a whole federal law by using government property, paying the driver who looks like they're on payroll anyway, and then taking people to and from an election poll with the more than likely chance they're voting for you, while you're accruing expenses against federal law. And you're running for a damn mayor in Dalton using a Thornton Township bus. Why did anybody let her just get in them buses and drive away? Are you serious? I don't understand this. How about this? Why don't you all just take the damn keys or change the locks or something on the car, take the keys from her? I don't understand this. Why does she have access like this? Oh, she's the mayor. She's a supervisor. They're not her buses. Good grief. All right. I'm going to end this on a positive note. All right. This is a positive note I'm ending on. I got this link from one of my major LLC supporters, Artiste, who did a diss track. And I say keep it coming. So I did listen to it once earlier today. And I was like, oh yeah, I have to react to this. So shout out to you, Artiste. Thank you for sending me this. I also posted up 2 other songs that were emailed to me, actually. And I just thought they were, it's a plethora of songs, actually. But I picked those 2 because I thought they were just really catchy and had nice music and a nice beat and everything. And something that, people can be encouraged to listen to. Just get up and dance a little bit and just kind of free your mind for 5 minutes. And hopefully, tomorrow, the watch party can have all this great music going. But this is from Artiste. We're going to check out this video, and this is what I'm going to end it on. You guys, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. And if you would like to donate to the new equipment, whatever, I guess wish list, there's a couple ways to do it. You can do Cash App or super thanks, super chat, super stickers, all those things. I will be going live tomorrow. So just, if you want the information on how to donate, it'll be in the description of this video. And let's get to it. I'm going to end on that.
Yo, Tiffany, why you keep on playing? Refuse to release receipts, but you're yapping the same things. The future is kind of scary. On 25th of February, you're gonna get educated. How you say? You sniffing book of shit, something that's illegal. Getting on the family tree to see what exactly raises hope. Need to eat some vegetables, drink some water, lay down. Keep going across the street to the liquor store to get blunts and brown. How can a mayor devour her hometown? The whole town? The whole time. A true criminal, similar to Nino Brown. She jacked the whole city, freely. She's starving more. Blood pressure's creeping. The Yodas is cheating. They all scamming and scheming. Food boxing and eating. Big bingo has them geeking. But the FBI's come and go as we keep screaming. And Andrew Holmes.
Oh, God.
Old, nasty, crispy, crunchy, crackly ass cool. You need to sit in the corner while Carmen spins the block on your ass.
Yep.
Justice for Fanny and you. All day, every day. You're not being no Alization. Day, every day. Oh, yeah, Tahoe. Day, every day. You gone, bitch.
Yes. Yo, yeah, Tahoe, you going, bitch? Well done. Well done. Oh, that was so good. It wasn't even that long. That could have been another minute longer. Oh, man. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Make sure you check out the video, the main music video. I'm going to make sure I link that video in the description of mine. And have a good night. Until the next time. Deuces.